descended from the ceiling of Radio City Music Hall dressed as Peter Pan. And honestly, that was just the opening number. Broadway's biggest night of 2026 just happened, and we need to talk about every single moment. The winners, the performances, the fashion, the politics. We are covering all of it. Let's go. Pink hosted the 79th Annual Tony Awards, and if you were skeptical going in, you need to eat your words, because she absolutely delivered. Now, just to set the scene, this was a bold choice by the producers. Broadway has a history of choosing hosts with deep theatrical roots. Last year, it was Cynthia Erivo. Before that, Ariana DeBose hosted 3 straight years. These are Broadway royalty. Pink has never performed on Broadway a day in her life. But here's the thing, Pink didn't pretend to be something she wasn't. When she was announced as host back in April, she literally poked fun at herself with an Instagram video where she snuck onto a Broadway stage in a 1920s flapper costume and declared, "Now I've been on Broadway. Now I can host the Tonys." That self-awareness, that's what made her the right person for this job. And the opening number had her descending from the ceiling dressed as Peter Pan. Because of course she did, before launching into a full musical medley that included songs from Les Misérables and Wicked. Then Neil Patrick Harris joined her on stage. And Justin Paul, no less. The people behind Dear Evan Hansen and La La Land, the whole room was on its feet. Pink said before the show that Broadway shaped how she builds her own concerts. After watching last night, you could absolutely feel that. She was nominated for several key moments throughout the night. She was funny, she was big, she was Pink, and it worked. Now let's get into who actually took home the hardware. The night's biggest winner overall was Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, the revival directed by Joe Mantello and starring Nathan Lane, Laurie Metcalf, and Christopher Abbott. It walked away with 6 Tony Awards. 6! That is the most wins of any production this entire season. Laurie Metcalf took home Best Actress in a Play, and director Joe Mantello won Best Direction of a Play. This was a powerhouse revival, and Broadway clearly agreed. In the musical categories, Schmigadoon, yes, the Apple TV Plus show turned Broadway musical, won Best Musical, and took home 4 awards total. If you're not familiar, Schmigadoon was a beloved streaming series that parodied classic Golden Age musicals, and the stage version has apparently taken that concept and amplified it into something that Broadway audiences fell completely in love with. This is the kind of crossover win that almost never happens. A streaming IP making it to Broadway and then dominating the Tonys? Historic. The Lost Boys also won 4 awards, tying Schmigadoon in total wins despite coming in with 12 nominations each. And Ragtime, the legendary musical revival, also took home 4 awards, including Best Musical Revival. Best Actor and Actress in a Musical went to Joshua Henry and Casey Levy for their performances in Ragtime as Coalhouse Walker Jr. and Mother. Both performances were apparently extraordinary, and based on the clips, that absolutely tracks. And then there's the Best Play winner, Liberation, written by Bess Wohl. This one is actually historic. Wohl became only the 2nd American woman to ever win Best Play at the Tony Awards, and the first in nearly 40 years. That is not just an awards show win, that is a moment in American theater history. The performances on the broadcast were genuinely spectacular this year. Rachel Zegler, who is set to star in the upcoming Evita revival, performed a rendition of What I Did for Love to celebrate the 50th anniversary of a chorus line. And by all accounts, it was breathtaking. Hamilton's Leslie Odom Jr. sang Without You from Rent during the In Memoriam segment, which was one of the most emotional moments of the entire evening. They also did major anniversary tributes. The Book of Mormon celebrating 15 years, and Chicago celebrating its 30th year. 30 years. Chicago has been running for 30 years and is still selling seats. That's the kind of legacy that makes Broadway what it is. Louis Bourzgui won his first Tony for Best Actor in a musical for the Lost Boys, and during his speech, he used his moment on that stage to speak up for Palestine, saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he hoped Arab theater makers and artists could continue to tell their stories and show their faces so their humanity could never be written off. In a room full of polished acceptance speeches, that one landed differently. Now let's talk fashion and red carpet moments, because this is glam and gossip after all. The Tony Awards red carpet brought out some serious style. Pink herself rocked multiple looks throughout the night, because when you're the host, You get outfit changes, and she took full advantage. The crowd inside Radio City included a mix of Broadway legends and Hollywood faces. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Billy Crystal, Queen Latifah, and Usher were all spotted in attendance. Rachel Zegler made a massive statement in her gown. She's been building her comeback narrative following some very public online controversy over the past couple of years, and walking into that room and performing on that stage was a clear statement that she is here and not going anywhere. The vibe inside Radio City was described as warm, celebratory, and electric all night, something that doesn't always happen at these awards shows. When you combine a host who's genuinely excited to be there, a stacked lineup of winners, what does the 2026 Tony Awards tell us about where Broadway is headed? It tells us that Broadway is reaching for a wider audience. Bringing in Pink as host was a calculated move to bring in pop culture fans who might not have watched otherwise. Schmigadoon winning Best Musical, a show that originated as a streaming series, signals that the line between Broadway and Hollywood continues to blur. But what hasn't changed? The talent, the passion, the voices. When Laurie Metcalf wins a Tony, when Bess Wohl makes history, when Leslie had to subscribe to Glam and Gossip for more celebrity and entertainment coverage. We post every week, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. See you soon!